Greetings, friends. My name is Mykola Volохov, call sign Abdullah. I'm the commander of the TERRA group. We are fighting as a part of 3rd Separate Assault Brigade in Kharkiv direction. This video will be about night work, about how we destroyed the fire in Ukrainian soil with night kamikaze drones with thermal imaging cameras. By the way, this is what they look like, large thermal imaging cameras. For those who remember, once you donated on them, now you can check the result. Also, traditionally, I want to thank all those who support us. And for those who want to join, we have an extremely important fundraiser. We're collecting for FPV drones as well as for cars with electronic warfare complexes so that the crews can safely reach the positions. The link to the fundraiser will be fixed in the description of the video or by a QR code. Also, friends, I encourage you to become our patrons on Patreon and sponsors on YouTube. There we post unique videos that you will not be able to see anywhere else. For those who want to watch videos uncensored, subscribe to our Telegram channel at TERRAops. Videos released without censorship there. Subscribe on YouTube, you support us very much with it. Friends, together with you we will definitely win. Glory to Ukraine. The target BM-21 Grad is the enemy's multiple launch rocket system. And on top left you can see the personnel hiding in the bushes. Apparently they heard the drone. The first drone of the Pomsta crew hits the engine compartment of the combat vehicle in order to immobilize it, and it had no chance of escaping. The second drone of the Spalach crew enters to hit the missiles that are on top of it. You can see the MLRS is ready to fire. The personnel ran away again and we attack. The third drone enters the target and sees the hit of the previous crew, confirming the detonation. Friends, destruction of this equipment occurs at a very long distance. Reconnaissance drones of the Mavic type cannot fly this far, unfortunately. After hit confirmation, the crew decides to work on the enemy infantry annihilation, which scattered and hid in the bushes. Valuable personnel, BM-21 Grad operators, so that they do not try this again in the future. You see one of them is hiding. He thinks that he will not be seen, but the thermal imaging drone sees under any conditions. And here we show you how we work at night on enemy logistics. The enemy Buhanka is moving, and these buildings and barricades is an enemy checkpoint. Can you imagine at what depth this happens? Direct hit. The second drone of the Pomsta crew flies in order to deliver a controlled strike. Here you can observe an enemy tank. It is not clear immediately, but the experienced eye of the Pogonia crew understands that this is it. Flying closer, we see that the tank is well camouflaged. Its profile is blurred. Flying closer, you can see the barrel and attack on the side of the tank. In this video, you can see the confirmation. It is important to note that the Battalion of Unmanned Systems worked together with Anti-Tank Battalion of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade. The result is our common. Thank you very much to my colleagues for fruitful work. There is an enemy combat vehicle in the middle of the road. It does not move, and it did not move before. We always need to finish it off. The enemy removes spare parts from it, takes out ammunition, some important things. You can see how this happens. Our drone makes a direct hit. Enemy will no longer get anything useful from this armored vehicle. Final video in the nighttime hits compilation with half daytime hit. You can see how our reconnaissance drone sees an enemy logistics vehicle in a thermal imaging camera. But in fact, it's already morning outside and an FPV kamikaze drone flies up in order to destroy it. The enemy likes delivering ammunition either very early in the morning or late in the evening. But such a maneuver does not save them, and the first blow is delivered to the back of the truck. The reconnaissance drone confirms the explosion and pieces scatter in different directions. The next team of Project Spike comes in to confirm the results, whether it caught fire or not, and to deliver the final blow. I repeat, it is necessary to destroy not only the cargo but also the vehicle itself so that the enemy cannot get any useful parts. On additional reconnaissance, we can see high quality and 100% destruction of the target, as it should be. So friends, this is what it all looks like. You can see the infantry, you can see the armored vehicles. This is the end of the night section of this video, and the daytime section of our work on enemy artillery begins. And by the way, watch till the end, there will be the icing on the cake. The work continues during the day. This is rather a unique video, and here you can see how well the enemy can camouflage positions. The drone operator of the Spalach crew flies up, and at the last moment he sees that the position is covered with an anti-drone net. You can clearly see it, and such a net will stop the drone if you fly into it. Most likely there will not even be a detonation. The crew flies around the net and makes the first hit into the camouflage element. After hitting the camouflage element, it is clearly visible that the barrel sticks out of the shelter. This is a D-30 howitzer, and now it will be hit in the most vulnerable spot, the recoil mechanism. The drone reconnaissance confirms the hit. You can see the secondary detonations of the ammunition and the gun and its position burning. Effective actions of enemy infantry without artillery cover are virtually impossible. So the enemy is trying with all its might to bring artillery to the position. Here you can see the Nona mobile artillery mortar system. In fact, this is a mortar on an armored base. Enemy paratroopers love this very much. They were able to reach a firing position and fired at our infantry. FPV drone hits. You could see that on top of the Nona there is a corona of electronic warfare. These are the means that are supposed to make sure that the drone cannot reach them, but the drone hits the target anyway. And now the second crew observing the explosion. You can see a white smoke rising from the position where the enemy Nona self-propelled mortar is located, and enters to make a second blow. You can never be sure that one hit destroys the armored target. Here you can clearly see the crown of antenna. There is even some kind of antenna on top. Why doesn't it work, friends? Because we are constantly modifying our drones, including with the help of our support, for which I thank you very much. Reconnaissance drone Mavic confirms the hit, confirms that the ammunition exploded, confirms that the Nona has been destroyed. And here, friends, is exactly the icing on the cake that I was talking about. If you like it, please subscribe to our channel. By doing this, you will support us. Also like the video. By doing this, you'll show that you care about what we do. 3 Ivans are walking around the field carrying something starting to run. One stumbles, and let's call it an act of mercy. He will no longer suffer after being directly hit by such ammunition, and this is a high explosive fragmentation munition. 1.5 kilograms of weight, he has no chance. Friends, this is the release with night work of the Battalion of Unmanned Systems. I hope you liked it. The guys are trying extremely hard. It is difficult to work at night, but with your help, we have good equipment to perform these tasks. Once again, I remind you to support us by donating at the link in the description or at this link. Scan this QR code. Become our patrons on Patreon and sponsors on YouTube. This support is extremely important to us. We share all our results with you because without the rear there is no front. And also, I would like to make an announcement. The next video will be extremely full of infantry hits. There will be minced meat for sure. Therefore, I advise everyone to subscribe our YouTube channel and follow. I promise that you will not regret this. Thank you for your attention. Glory to Ukraine.